Dustin, tell me about using the code D0350 in this dental practice. You've been running this practice for over 9 years now, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about using that code. That's an insurance code. Typically, offices will submit that to insurance. Many insurances don't pay for that particular code. So how does it work in this practice?
Well, I mean, insurance doesn't pay for a lot of things. And it's a dental code. So all insurances accept the code. And most insurances probably won't pay for it. We see that all the time. But we still charge out the code because it's imaging. So just like an x-ray, we take the x-rays needed. Even though, we'll do a lot of x-rays on a patient, and then we'll submit it to the insurance, and it's patient's responsibility if the insurance doesn't pay for it. So same with the images. We take dozens and dozens of pictures, but they're there when we need them for insurance purposes. Because we've had a lot of treatment come back on us to where, we're not going to pay for this, we can't see this, we don't see that. And then you send in those photos and it's paid.
What do you typically charge for patients? Do you charge per image? Do you charge for a bulk of images?
We just charge one flat fee. So that D0350 is it's just mini photos. It could be one or more. And so we just charge them one time. It doesn't matter how many images we take, it's just the one code. We don't take 10 images and 10 different codes. It's not per quad, it's not per tooth, it's not per side or anything like that.
What do you typically charge the patient?
Between our office fee is $45. So sometimes insurance will dictate what that, like our UCR is probably lower than that, but if it's not a covered benefit, we don't have to go by that. It's up to the provider, just like any other service. You have a patient that comes in and they have preventative insurance, but they don't have basic or major coverage. We don't have to follow the UCR fees on anything that's not covered by their plan. And so it's left up to the provider. So with us, we still follow it. Even though insurance is not going to pay for it, we just let the patient know, hey, some insurances don't pay for this, but we're still going to give you the contracted rate. So you're going to get it at a reduced cost.
Okay, let's talk more about that. So when you have a patient when you're treatment planning that patient, so you put this fee as a line item on the treatment plan. Walk me through what you say to a patient.
Every single time, like 9 times out of 10, when we put that on the treatment plan, and it's on every treatment plan that we're doing fillings and crowns on, it's, like I said, 9 times out of 10, we're not having that conversation with the patient. They're not asking about the $35. Truthfully, they're not asking about a $35 or $45 fee. If there is somebody and they say, what is this? Then we would just say, I'll educate them. It's the most sincere thing that I'll do in the treatment planning is just let them know, how difficult it is to have insurance companies pay on treatment. This helps you not have to pay more money, and it helps us. And so this is a necessity in dental is what we found. We could take x-rays all day long, but they just challenge us. And so this right here, sitting in the photos, we say, you can't argue against this. And they pay it. It's easy. It's a no-brainer.
When you talk about revenue in the practice, what impact has this had on the practice? Because you ran some numbers from this year to date, we're in December, and you also ran numbers going back 4 years. So what does that look like in this practice?
Minimum $20,000 a year is what we're generating, just off 350. So last year, probably 23, year before 23, year before 27, year before that was 33. So it really depends on, like I said, $35 to $45. Does the patient have insurance? $45. They do have insurance. There's a UCR. It's up to us, if we're just going to leave it on the treatment plan as far as what the UCR fee is, or if we're going to go by ours. But we typically honor the customary rates with our insurance plan. So that's the reason why there's a little bit of variance, but sometimes we'll just have an influx of patients that don't have insurance, and so our numbers just go up.